What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Passable Ball Knowledge Podcast. My name is Sam. That's Aaron. Today, we are going to be breaking down the Week 6 slate of NFL games. I believe there are 15 games to discuss this week. And basically, since we've never really done a pre-week podcast format, the way that we've decided to do this is we are each taking, I took 8 games, Aaron took 7 games. We wrote some quick notes about each game, and we're going to do kind of rapid fire breakdowns of every game, give quick picks, kind of pick the spread, what we like there, give some quick, interesting stats. Should be fun, should be a good time. I don't, Aaron, I mean, I don't think we're really going to have any like long conversations about these games. I mean, like, hey, if you have a quick note that you want to chime in on, go ahead. But like mostly it's going to be left for the other person, for whoever picked these games. Um, for whoever picked these games or is given the facts, it's pretty much going to be left up to them to discuss everything. So I have the first game of the week and a game that is happening in about 2 hours. Eagles Giants. The Eagles are 7.5 point favorites in this game. Some quick notes. I mean, the Eagles last year, what made them so kind of scary to play is Saquon Barkley. And Saquon, last year, one of the best running back seasons ever, could just take over football games. So far this year, 39th in the NFL in yards per carry, just 3.2 yards per rush. They really have struggled to get him going. He had a big catch last week against the Broncos, but really, as far as running goes, he has not really had like a significant, like a signature play or a signature game. Uh, I think this is a good opportunity for him. It's a revenge game going against the Giants. The Giants 26th in run defense in the NFL, total yards per game allowed to their opponents. My prediction, I think Saquon has his first big game. I think he goes for like over 115 on the ground. And I think the Eagles win this game 31-20. And therefore, I think the Eagles cover the 7.5 point spread as well.
Hmm. Yeah. So my Jesus for my first game, Broncos versus Jets in London at 9:30. Um, Spread on this game is -7. If you want me to be honest, I think that's a little big. Was looking at kind of both team stats, and they're very even. I mean, the Jets, um, real thing is their defense. Their defense has been bad this year. What you obviously don't want to see. From Aaron Glenn, who is obviously a great DC. um, in Detroit. But yeah, so like other than like passing, they're both very comparable teams on offense. Pretty much same point scored every game. Same rushing yards. Um, but yeah, so the Jets' rushing defense isn't fantastic. And neither is their passing game. So overall, it's just not a great defense. Um, so yeah, that's not all I have. Um,
Yeah, what's the pick?
yeah, so give me I'm gonna take Broncos, but I think they're gonna cover. I think it's gonna be like a 24-21 game.
Hmm.
Broncos have a really good red zone offense. And I think Justin Fields is gonna be, running for his life back there. The Broncos have a nasty D line, 21 sacks, most in the NFL this season. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna take Broncos, but I think Jets cover.
Real quick note on them. I'm really interested to watch the Armand Membu and Olu Fashanu versus that Broncos edge rush. The Jets arguably maybe have the best young tackle tandem in football at the moment with Membu and Fashanu. I'm interested to see how they match up. My next game, Rams at the Baltimore Ravens. The Rams are 7.5 point favorites, which to me feels a little low given what we've seen from the Ravens so far this year. They are likely to be without Lamar Jackson for the second straight week, and that spells a problem because Aaron, I'm going to tell you some stats right now, and they are disgusting. The Ravens are allowing 35.4 points per game, which is the worst in the NFL by 4 points.
Mhm.
It's really bad. You think about a Ravens team, like a John Harbaugh team, or Ravens always have a great defense. This shit sucks. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is really bad. 35.4 points per game. They're 31st in passing yards per game. And guess what? They are playing the absolute leading dominant receiver in the NFL right now in Puka Nacua for the Rams. I hate how this matchup looks for the Ravens. I think this is really going to be an ugly one. I have the Rams covering, and I have them covering big. Give me Rams 38 to 16 over the Baltimore Ravens.
Um, yeah, that Ravens defense is atrocious. There's no other way to describe it.
And they're not
Um,
going to be able to score with Cooper Rush out there.
yeah, and I think it honestly could be, kind of one of those rare scenarios where, you see a coordinator get fired mid-season. It doesn't happen a lot, but if a team is that dire like the Ravens are, it probably should happen.
Hmm.
Um, moving on to the next game, Cowboys at Patriots at 1 p.m. on Sunday. Dallas are favored by 3. Um, the Cowboys offense is, I kind of hate to say it, but the Cowboys offense is like borderline electric. They have a fantastic passing offense. They lead the league in passing and offensive yards with over 2,000 on the season already. Rushing, receiving, passing, all that. Um, and these teams are both kind of similar. They both have really solid quarterbacks and not so great defenses, both allowing over 23 a game, which, it's not, I mean, the Cowboys are allowing 30, while the Patriots are allowing like 20,
I mean, the
24.
Panthers.
Panthers. Panthers. That's like Patriots. Um, my handwriting's bad.
I see. All right.
Yeah. But yeah, two really solid rushing games for both teams. But I just don't think the Panthers are gonna be able to keep up with the Cowboys offense. And the Panthers offense has shown flashes this season. Um, but I just don't think they're gonna be able to keep up with the Cowboys offense. I think Cowboys are gonna would you say cover if they're gonna score more? Is that how it
Yeah,
works?
yeah. Either way, if they have more, then they're covering.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so Cowboys I think cover the spread. I think I might pick a 27-20 game. Um, but just two, or at least the Cowboys really solid offense um there. And I will say the Panthers, quick little stat. Uh, the Panthers are 7-0 against the spread at home in the past 7 games. So
Wow.
if you really want to get
Yeah,
really
if you're looking for a
specific with
good
it,
bet, if you're looking for a
yeah.
good bet, that's a pretty good bet there.
Um, we'll be starting our own sports book soon. So look out
Yeah,
for
the
that.
PBK Sportsbook, just
Yeah, the passable ball knowledge sports book.
keep an eye out.
So yeah, so I mean that's an interesting factoid, but I think Cowboys cover and win this game.
All right, my next game, Cardinals at the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are 7.5 point favorites in this game, which I thought was big at first. And immediately my gut instinct was, well, the Cardinals, I think, are going to cover the spread. But the big thing this week, Kyler Murray likely trending to be out. And Aaron, do you know who the Cardinals backup is? It's someone
Um,
you know.
isn't it Ritter?
No, it's Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby
Really?
Brissett is the backup for the Cardinals, so he will likely be the starting quarterback for this game. Some interesting notes here. The Colts, offense has been really dominated by Jonathan Taylor having these like electric type games, 2, 3+ rushing touchdown performances. But the Cardinals defense is top 10 against the run. Calais Campbell has really made a huge impact on that run defense. And I mean, he's still got it. And he was like 39, 40 years old. He's still got it. He's playing great football. And an interesting note here, the Cardinals have won their last 9 home games when they are favored. Another interesting trend there. I expect this game to be pretty low scoring. This is the number 3 and number 4 defense going at it, respectively. And ultimately, I think that, this is going to be, tight, kind of hard-nosed game. I expect a few turnovers here and there. But ultimately, I think Daniel Jones and the Colts offense has looked a lot better than most offenses in the NFL, and I just don't trust Jacoby Brissett to make plays against this Colts defense. And an interesting note here, also, Kyler Murray is the Cardinals' leading rusher. So take out their passing and their rushing main weapons there, and I have the Colts winning 17-7 and covering the 7.5 point spread at home.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds about right.
All right. Thank you for your
Seahawks
feedback.
at at the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm gonna say a lot of things, Sam. I'm sorry that could be seen as jinxes in the future.
Okay.
So if you want to knock wood a bunch, um, you can. Jaguars favored by 1. This game is really a pick 'em. I mean,
Yeah.
both these teams I think are. I mean, I'm just gonna read off my stats I have written down. Um, Seahawks score about 4 more points a game, but even that can, vary early in the season. Um, Seahawks have more passing yards. Jacksonville has more rushing yards per game. They both kind of offset each other. They're kind of both the distance from each other, between the two numbers.
Hmm.
Um, Seahawks allow 21 points a game. Jacksonville 20. Seahawks allow 240 passing yards a game. Jaguars 250. Seahawks allow 83 rushing yards a game against opponents to the Jaguars 97. They're so similar that, I mean, I think this game's going to come down to coaching and if Sam Darnold and Trevor Lawrence are feeling good. Um, some quick little facts. Seahawks have won their last 8 road games,
Yeah.
which I didn't know about. I didn't know about
Pretty
actually.
nuts. Mike McDonald
Um,
has like the second best road. He has the second best record in his first 10 road games in like NFL history,
hmm,
which is kind of nuts.
yeah.
Just want to point that out.
Um, Jaguars have the most interceptions in the NFL with 10.
Hmm.
Can you tell me if Gino's like pick happy or not?
Darnold, you mean?
Yeah.
Darnold, it depends. He had a two pick game at the very beginning of the season, and that's kind of swaying it, but he's, mostly turnover averse, I would say.
Um, yeah. Um, Jaguars are I don't like realize that's stupid. I don't know if Greg Newsom's gonna play. I probably don't think he will, right? I mean, he got
He
traded
he
yesterday.
might. He might. I think he'll just suit up and then they'll just be like, just go cover somebody.
Yeah. But yeah, so they had Greg Newsome, and I can only imagine he'll probably be on JSN.
Hmm.
Um, if he plays, right?
Maybe. Maybe. I think they run a
Um,
lot of zone, so I don't think they'll necessarily just be lining him up over JSN.
um, so yeah, I mean, I think I have the Jags. The Jags, huge win last week, obviously against the Chiefs. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Jags. But I think the Seahawks. I mean, you can't really cover, and I think the Jags will cover. I think
Yeah.
they're going by.
If they're favored by a point, they'll cover.
I think they're gonna win by like 3.
Okay.
So yeah, so give me the Jags.
Okay. Yeah, by the way, just the way that we work this, I will be picking the Falcons game because Aaron's a Falcons fan. Aaron will be picking the Seahawks game. That's how it will be going forward to avoid any bias, avoid any kind of favored readings here. My next game, Chargers at Miami Dolphins. The Chargers are 4.5 point favorites. Coming off a two-game skid, this is a Chargers team that I really think is looking to get right. They've had a couple injuries on the offensive line. Rashawn Slater, Joe Alt, Amarian Hampton, Najee Harris both just went down. This is a team that's really been battered by injuries offensively, and they've really struggled the last two games to put points on the board. The good news for them is Miami has the league's worst rush defense by yards allowed per game, and the Chargers, despite the fact that they don't really run the ball that much, are number 6 in rush yards per attempt in the NFL. So I kind of expect Jim Harbaugh to go back to his roots here, pound the rock a little bit, kind of get a feel for just the game, kind of get right game for the Chargers at a really good time going to Miami. Hassan Haskins and Kamari Vidal are going to kind of be like the 1-2 punch for the Chargers, and I think they're going to get a lot of work in this game. And I like the Chargers to win this game, and I like them to cover 4.5. I have them winning 24-18 in Miami.
Yeah. Um, that's a that's a really some it's a somewhat easy kind of bounce back game for them if they want to, get right
Yeah,
after
yeah. So
2
that's a
straight.
really big scheduled game for
Yeah,
them,
after
given
if they lose that, then
it's like
it's not panic yet, but you start to
there
get
are
a
some
little.
alarm bells going off for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to Browns at Steelers, another 1 p.m. game. Steelers are favored by 5. Um, this is probably the most honestly, this is probably the most underrated game of the week. You look at both these teams and they're both not very, you know, what's the word? Enthralling, I guess you could call it. Like
Yeah,
they're not,
flashy.
yeah, you don't get excited by either team. Um, but Dylan Gabriel good last week. I'm more on a Dylan Gabriel hype train than I am on Jackson Dart hype train. I think, he looked a lot. He looked. really solid last week. He played a maniac in Brian Flores, and uh, he played good enough against them to keep him in that game. Um, so yeah, I think the name of the game for the Browns. This is going to be a classic AFC North game. It's going to be defense from both teams. Even though the Steelers' defense isn't fantastic, they give up a lot of yards every game, just pat in the pass and run. But I think if the Browns can literally get like if they score like 14 points, they can win this game. Their defense is really good. People don't really talk about it because it's the Browns, but their defense has been fantastic so far this season. Um, but with that being said, the Browns have lost their last 10 road games. So kind of the inverse of the Seahawks. Um, but you you look at it and the Steelers also have the least passing yards in the NFL. Or at least offensive yards in general in the NFL. They only have 1,000 total offensive yards
Hmm.
so far this season through 5 weeks. And so both these offenses aren't great. Browns have the second lowest completion percentage in the NFL. Um, oh wait, no, completion rate.
Similar.
Um, yeah. So this game is gonna be a classic AFC North game. It's not gonna be very exciting, but if you're a defense, if you're like a defense win championship guy, you're gonna love this game. So with that being said, I think the Browns are gonna win this game.
Mm.
I trust Dylan Gabriel to go into Pittsburgh, which is a tougher environment. Um, and I think he can win this game. It's probably going to be somewhat cold. Um,
This is gonna be sloppy
um,
football, which
yeah,
is like the AFC North kind of game. So if you like
I think
that,
yeah, I mean, I think this game is going to be like both quarterbacks go like 12 for 22 with like a touchdown
mm,
and a pick, and then the Browns win it by like three, and it's like 13 to 7 or 13 to 10.
yeah.
So yeah, give me the Browns in this game. That's kind of my bold pick of the week.
Okay. All right. Well, my next game, Patriots at the New Orleans Saints. The Saints coming off their first win of the season, and the Patriots coming off of the biggest win they've ever had in
The
5 years at
post-game.
least. Like it's been a while since they've had a win as big as they had last week. Uh, some interesting notes on this one. The Patriots are very confident coming into this game after beating the Bills, but I think this is a classic trap game. The Saints play a lot of teams very close. They've played the Bills close for most of that game at least. Played the 49ers close, played the Cardinals close. They beat the Giants pretty handily. This is a team that could really catch you by surprise. The Saints are top 10 in takeaways per game. The Patriots bottom 10 in giveaways per game. So, like if the Patriots turn the ball over a lot, they're 31st in fumbles per game, meaning that they are
They have a,
giving,
they have a fumble problem.
yeah, they're fumbling on average once a game, which is a lot. And so this is a game where, hey, you go in, you're feeling confident after that Bills win, and you're going into New Orleans, and all of a sudden, whoa, Superdome's kind of loud. Wait a minute, we just turned the ball over 3 times, and all of a sudden we're down 17-9 at half or whatever. But the one concern, like I really wanted to pick the Saints in this game. One concern, do the Saints have enough offense to capitalize on those turnovers that they might get? I don't believe they do. They're 27th in scoring offense, 18.4 points per game on the season they average. I do think New Orleans covers this 3.5 point spread, but I do have them losing 20-17.
Yeah. Yeah. Falcons could use a nice NFC South loss this week after worst case scenario last week where all three teams won, except, I mean, obviously, except for the Falcons because we were on bye. Um, anyway, moving to the first 4 o'clock game. Or was that a 4 o'clock game that you just said?
That was a
No.
one. That's a one.
Yeah, okay. Moving on to the first 4 o'clock game. It is the Tennessee Titans at the Las Vegas Raiders. Ah, this game is gonna suck to watch. Um, just straight up, Raiders are favored by 4.5. I mean, two words to describe these both of these teams. Atrocious offense.
Yeah.
They're both of their offenses are horrible. I mean, Vegas less so. I mean, they're still not great. Both are scoring under 17 points a game. um, so far this season, which is just abysmal, and they're both giving up at least 27 or averaging at least 27 um, a game against their opponents. Um, so yeah, I mean the Titans just offense in general has really struggled to get started with Cam Ward. I kind of blame it mostly on their O-line. Their O-line is no bueno.
Yeah, it's
Um,
bad. It's really bad. He's
uh,
running
you
for his
know,
life a lot
yeah, I
out there.
mean, if you're, I mean, you can't get anything started on offense if you don't have any kind of, line like we've seen with kind of like the Texans and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, I mean, Titans are averaging under 150 passing yards and under 100 rushing yards a game. And they have very comparable defenses. So this game's gonna suck to watch. I hate having to watch this on Red Zone, and this being one of the four games on. I wish this was in 1 o'clock, so I had, a bit of variety, so I didn't have to watch this game. Um, just some quick stats. Raiders are 1-12 after a loss in their last 13 games.
Oh my God.
So there's a pretty good chance that they're going to lose this game.
At least according to history.
Yeah, according to history, there's a good chance they're going to lose this game. The Titans have the worst catch rate in the NFL. I think it was like 58,
Wow.
which is, I mean, is that counting like missed throws, or is that just like
I
dropped?
think that's just no, I think that's just like how many throws are caught.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
Um, yeah, and the Titans have the least amount of touchdowns in the NFL with five. They score a touchdown. They score a touchdown a game, so far this season.
What do you
So,
got? What do you got in this game?
I mean, I wish I could say a tie, but I can't. Um,
0-0 tie.
yeah, 0-0 tie. I mean, I guess I'll go Raiders. I think if Genti can kind of get started, they can win that game against the Titans, who have a below average running defense. Um, so yeah, give me Raiders in like a 17-10 game. And I think Callahan gets fired.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I think I have the first. Well, Seahawks Jags is a pretty good game, but I have like the second really good game of the week. 49ers at Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and this is an interesting game. The Bucks are 3-point favorites. Mac Jones expected to start again for the Niners. They are undefeated when he starts. They're 3-0. They're coming off a huge win in LA, beating the Rams. Big upset win when everybody was hurt. It looks like they're going to have a lot of people hurt again. Expect a lot of passing in this game. The Niners are the number one passing offense, and the Bucks are the number seven passing offense. There are very few quarterbacks playing better than Baker Mayfield right now. And as a matter of fact, I don't think there might be any quarterbacks playing as good as Baker Mayfield. I think that's a huge factor in this game. Looking at, kind of what this game could come down to, and you look at these teams, they're very even. Both teams have pretty good scoring defenses. Both teams have pretty good run defenses. Both teams defend the pass pretty well. Both teams like do a lot of things kind of similarly. What could be the big difference maker, especially with the Bucks winning all these really close games in like the last minute? Giveaways. Tampa does not give the ball away. I think they give the ball away like zero point 0.2 times a game. I think they have one turnover all season by that metric. San Francisco is number 26 in giveaways per game. So, if you're looking for something that could turn the tide here with two pretty evenly matched teams and the Bucks always kind of being able to steal a win, it is that giveaway. Mac Jones maybe makes a boneheaded throw or some pressure gets in on him and he fumbles the ball. That's what I'm looking for. I have 49ers covering this game, the 3-point spread, but I have the Bucks winning in another dramatic fashion game. And a bold prediction, I think the turnovers are going to kill San Francisco. I anticipate Tampa having none, and San Francisco might have one or two, and that might be enough to do it. I have Tampa winning 29-27 at home and taking down the 49ers.
I hope that doesn't happen. Um, Moving on to the game of the week, the
Yeah.
game everyone's been waiting for, Bengals Packers.
I was
Um,
anticipating you saying another game.
Here at 425. Um, I think when the schedule makers, made this in the room, they were like, man, this game is gonna draw viewership, and that's what we like. Um, you know, Bengals are or Packers, sorry, are 14.5 point favorites. Um,
I don't think you need to spend too much time on this game.
No.
honestly.
Bengals passing offense is or offense in general is atrocious.
Joe
They're averaging
Flacco,
they're averaging 57 rushing yards a game.
horrible.
Um, and then they're also at the same time giving up 31 points a game and 260 passing yards a game, 130 rushing or no, sorry, 200 rushing yards. No, that can't be right. And yeah, so this game is not going to be good. Joe Flacco is starting for the Packers and
Bengals.
for the Bengals. And yeah, Packers are good red zone offense. Um, and I think the Packers are going to cover the spread. I
Wow.
think I think they're going to win like 34 to 10.
All right.
Um, and yeah, I think it's not going to be very good.
All right. So I have the two Monday games, so I think you need to do your next game, which will be your last game, if my math
Okay,
is right.
yeah. So this is really kind of more the game of the week.
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football, Lions go into Kansas City to play the Chiefs. Surprisingly, the Chiefs are 2.5 point favorites. I would have thought that the Lions would be favored. They look like the team to beat in the NFC now. Kind of after the Eagles lost last week, and the Packers have been a little bit so-so um, over the last couple weeks. Um, the Lions have just a fantastic offense. No signs of slowing down for them ever since Ben Johnson left. During the offseason, 230 passing yards a game, 134 rushing yards a game. This Lions offense can kind of just do whatever they want, really. Um, every game they can if Jared Goff's off, they'll hand the ball to David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, and if they're off, uh, Jared Goff can throw it, and you just kind of hope that one is good, and well, you hope they're both good, but if one's bad, you hope the other one is on their game. Going to the Chiefs, 240 passing yards a game, 120 rushing yards a game. Same like similar yards. They just score a little bit less. Their red zone game has kind of been a little iffy. I've seen I don't know if it was only last week, but I feel like I've seen multiple Patrick Mahomes red zone picks this year.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if that was just last week, and I'm putting that into my head, and that's like a narrative for me now. Um, but very similar defenses. Lions give up a pretty decent amount of passing yards a game. But they're really good against the run, which I don't anticipate the Chiefs doing much anyway. Um, Chiefs are obviously going to be good at home. They're 14-1 over the last 15 at home. Um, Lions have won. I'm just reading off my notes at this point. Lions have won the last 8 games on the road after a win, and they have the highest passer rating in the NFL at 122. So I think this is going to be a great game. Um, I
What you
hate to
got?
say it, but going into Arrowhead, that's a really tough environment to play for. I think the Chiefs really want to win. So I'm gonna pick Kansas City.
Score.
I'll go like 27 to 24.
Okay. Good game. So I have the last two games, two Monday night games. I took this game because Aaron can't pick it. It's the Bills at the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons coming off a bye this week. A big storyline for me. Can Atlanta keep up with Buffalo? Buffalo, number three scoring offense in football. Atlanta, number 26. Both teams are top 10 in rush offense. James Cook and Bijan Robinson, I expect to really go. What's the key for the Falcons? If they're going to have trouble keeping up on offense, what could really win them this game? While both teams are top 10 in rush offense, one team is bad at rush defense, and that team is the Buffalo Bills. The Bills, number 28 in rush defense, they're giving up 145.6 rush yards a game. I think that could be the key for Atlanta. Use Bijan and Algier a lot. Try to keep the clock running and try to keep Josh Allen off the field. I think that's probably their best bet to winning this football game. Unfortunately, I just think Josh Allen is the difference maker. And, Atlanta can do as much as they can to keep Josh Allen off the field, but he will see the field, and I fully expect him to really play. As much as you want to talk about it, like they did get the Bucks in week one, but this is Atlanta's real big test on defense, and they have a, like statistically, they have a really good defense, but they have not really seen that huge test. This is it. And if they are going to hold up, they could win this game. I just don't think they will. Very few teams hold up against Josh Allen, and coming off a loss, I think he's going to be playing with a vengeance. I think the Falcons cover the 4.5 point spread, but I have the Bills winning 30-27 on Monday Night Football. And then the second of the two Monday Night Football games, the second of the doubleheader, Bears at Commanders. The Commanders are 4.5 point favorites. Both of these teams, two top 10, 11 offenses, or top 11 offenses in football. The Commanders just had a really big win last week with Jaden Daniels coming back. They went into LA and really thumped the Chargers, and I think kind of put their stamp on this. No McLaurin does hurt Washington, but the one big thing that you have to really look at here is Chicago is number 28 in scoring defense, while Washington is in the top 10. I think once again that will be a difference maker. I expect the Bears to have trouble containing Jaden Daniels, to have trouble containing this Washington offense. Bill Krosky Merritt might get a little bit of work in there. And ultimately, I like the Washington Commanders to win this game and cover the 4.5 point spread. I have them winning 28-21. So that's going to wrap up our games for this week. And now we move to our favorite segment. Aaron, what happened today in history?
Today in history, once again, a pretty uneventful day. Um, King Charles the 10th was born in Versailles. Um, um, oh, the Boulder Dam. The Hoover Dam uh, started generating electricity for Los Angeles. Um, the
This is all
Washington,
coming off the top of your head, too,
yeah,
right?
yeah. The Washington Monument was, I believe, it opened to the public today. Yeah. It was built between, I think, 1848 and 1884, and it opened today in 1885. 1888. And I believe Roger Williams was banished from Massachusetts, and then he founded Rhode Island after that. So yeah, he was banished today, and then after he founded Rhode Island.
Huh.
Um, yeah, I'm just trying to think. I think Wayne Gretzky made his debut today. Fiji gained independence. Um, and I believe that is it for today in history.
Okay.
Oh, nope. SNL debuted today.
Wow. That's actually pretty big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine by John Lennon released today. This is kind of I'm thinking like more like the pop culture mind now.
Hmm.
Um, where's Pavarotti? I mean, okay. Uh, Wilt died today.
Rest in peace, Wilt
Rest
Chamberlain.
in peace, rest in peace, Wilt Chamberlain.
All right, here.
Echo Guinea, yeah.
So we're gonna end that segment. Last question before we end on the topic of Wilt Chamberlain and his memory.
Oktoberfest
Do you
started today.
think do you think he scored 100 points?
I don't think so.
I think he did.
Look, I know cameras were not super um popular back then, but the fact that there's literally no evidence of it other than like word of mouth,
There's a radio broadcast from it.
there is.
I think so, yeah.
Um
You might want to
yeah.
listen to that and then form your opinion.
But
All right.
even if it hardly counts, who's playing like part-time basketball players?
Yeah, like plumbers and stuff.
Yeah, like 5'10" white guys. So I mean, yeah, I don't think he. I mean, if he did, it's a little bit kind of like invalidated for me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, that is going to do it. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, leave a like if you enjoy, drop a comment if you disagree with anything we say, or if you like what we say, or anything. If you have a thought, please comment. Uh, Aaron, any last words before we wrap this one up?
Um, I mean, go Falcons.
All right, Aaron, hit him with your signature send off. See you guys next time.